as we come to our mat this morning for this VenusFlow, we are going to use a block today. So if you have one close by, you don't have to. We're going to use it certain different parts of the class for a little bit of added strengthening and muscle engaging. So we'll be using that periodically. So right now, just go ahead and take any position that you want to begin in. It doesn't have to be child's pose. You could be seated. You could be flat on your back, flat on your belly, Shavasana on your front side, which is nice sometimes. But just go ahead and settle in. Let that breath start to develop and let your mind start to kind of slow down. And as you pull these breaths in, feel the lungs really expand. Start to pull in your intention as you set one here. Could be anything that you need it to be, any positive affirmation, any intention, or sending out good energy. And as we begin here today with these first few breaths, pulling it in deep to every part of the body and allowing the breath to anchor you on every out breath. Anchor you a little deeper into the earth, a little more solid into your foundation. Go ahead and take 3 more rounds of breath as you stretch the arms up toward the top of the mat. If you're in child's pose, if you're seated, just go ahead and reach your arms all the way up overhead, circle up overhead, and then bring the hands right down through heart center. And as you bring the prayer to your chest, just bow your head. Allow your head to hang forward, chin to hang forward. Just breathe right down both sides of the neck. Let your shoulders relax. Pull the breath in and let it slide back out. Pull in deep to the feet and let it back out. Good. And then go ahead from there. If you're in child's pose, go ahead and take that upper body, walk it forward and over to the right, fingertips out to the right. If you're seated, just go ahead and take your fingertips over to the right and bring yourself into a gentle twist. And then on the next exhale, take it all the way over to the left, either position or pose that you're in. Sit up tall and bring it out, or stretch over to that left side. Good, and then go ahead and bring it right back through center. And as you come back through center, creep your fingertips up to the top of the mat or reach both arms way up overhead. And as you reach through your fingertips, pull your shoulders back in either pose that you're in. Let the shoulders draw down your back. Turn your head to the right and turn your head to the left. Turn it to the right again and then to the left. Good, and then right from there, slide the hands back. Go ahead and press yourself up into table here. Inhale, drop your belly, and then exhale, round up through cat and push the hips back to the heels. So just like we did yesterday, we're gonna flow through this little beginning sequence here. Go ahead and drop your belly, come up into cow. Exhale, round up into cat and push your hips back to your heels. Inhale, drop into a cow belly, come up. And exhale, round up into cat. Push your hips back. And take 2 more like this. Inhale up into that cow. Exhale, round up into cat. And hips back to heels. Come back up through that cow belly. Exhale, round up through cat. And push your hips back. Good. Then right from there, come back to table. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back. Keep your knees bent as you walk your hands all the way back to your feet, back of the mat. Go ahead right from here, rise all the way up to stand, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, dive right through center, and then go ahead and walk those hands out to plank. We're just gonna do a few inchworms here to stretch out the body. Walk your hands out to plank, then exhale as you press the hips up and back, walk the hands back to the feet. Press through your feet as you rise all the way up to stand, and then exhale, drop it through center and walk your hands all the way out to plank. Feel your strong plank here, engage, and then press the hips up and back, walk the hands back. Rise all the way up to stand and take it through center. Walk it out to that plank. Feel the hamstrings stretch, your hands strengthen, your arms strengthen, and exhale, press it back. Walk it all the way back. Use your core and your legs to rise and take it once more all the way through. Walk it out to plank. It's okay. She'll stop and then bring it back and walk your hands back. Good. And then rise all the way up to stand here. Go ahead as you reach up, grab your opposing elbows, lengthen up through your waist and take your upper body up and over to the right and press out through that hip side stretch here. Bring it back to center through the middle, lengthen up through the waist and take it up and over to your left. Then bring it right back through center and start to take it forward, hanging on to those arms and bringing yourself all the way through bent knees to ragdoll. And wave it out side to side. Take the upper body, feel your feet, feel the weight stretch foot to foot, and feel yourself loosen through that back body. Let those bones of the upper body, the torso, your head, your arms get super heavy and lengthen as you lengthen through the back body. Take one more breath here. Inhale and exhale it out. Good. Then from there, release fingertips to the floor, bend the knees a lot and roll all the way up to stand. Inhale, circle the arms straight up overhead, reach up through your fingertips, root down through your feet. Turn your toes out, let your feet be wide, and then exhale, just come right down through Malasana. Lean forward if you need to here in the beginning. Feel that stretch, bring fingertips to the floor, pick the hips up and heels back. Inhale, half lift here. Exhale, fold, rise all the way up to stand, and we're gonna come through that supported back bend. So go ahead and bring the hands right down behind the lower back, adjust your feet. So either bring them hips width or a little bit closer, whatever feels good for your lower back. Point your tail, take your hands and take your tail, point it down towards your heels so the lower back stays long. Inhale, lift up through your heart and your chest, elbows and shoulder blades together, and then take that upper body back as far as you can. Keep pressing the elbows and shoulder blades together. Press through your feet, big breath in. And exhale, let that upper body fall even further back. Good. And then go ahead and bring it all the way back up to the top as you root through the feet. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead, and we're going to take that little ragdoll sequence again. So feet are about hip width apart. Lengthen up through your waist. Take your upper body up and over to the left first, and take that side stretch. Press the hips out. Inhale, bring it back up through center, and take it up and over to your right. Then bring it all the way back up to center here. Take it forward. This time we won't stay here as long, but we're going to take that upper body side to side. And one more time, side to side. Go ahead and release fingertips to the floor. Roll all the way up to stand. Reach out through your hands and go ahead and step the feet out wide again. Dive it right through center to sit down into that Malasana. Big stretch here. Let the hands hang forward. Take one big breath. And exhale it out. Place the hands onto the floor. Point your heels back. Inhale, lift here, and exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet in just a little bit closer. Go ahead and grab your big toes with your peace fingers, and we're going to take that forward fold. Let the elbows go out to the side and tuck your chin. Look back to the wall behind you. Don't look at the floor. Look right behind you so that you're not creasing that neck. Let the neck be long and let your spine pull to the floor. Use your arm strength. Let those elbows pull out to the sides and let your shoulders, your spine opens up like an accordion from your tail all the way to the floor. Take one more breath. And exhale it out. Good. Then go ahead and release those toes. Take one hand at a time underneath each foot for gorilla pose here. Go ahead and bend through the knees, the elbows and the wrists, soften a little bit. Let your belly rest on your thighs and let your head hang. On your next inhale, go ahead and start to press through straight arms. Start to press through straight knees and bring your gaze about a foot in front of you on your mat. Pull your shoulders back. Feel the weight shift into the front of the foot to put more pressure on your hands to stretch the wrists. Feel those knuckles compress. Big breath in. And exhale, soften everything here. Let those elbows, all those joints bend and soften. And then inhale, straighten and look forward. Hug your belly up and in, and exhale, soften. Good. Then right from there, release one hand at a time out from underneath each foot. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold it in. Root to rise, come all the way up to stand, and bring those hands right down through heart center. We're going to go ahead and grab the block. So you're going to grab the block for chair here. And we're going to go ahead and bring it right between the thighs. So you're going to have it right between so that it's not right on the edge of your knee, so that you're not pushing right on the edge of that knee. So you want it either right in between the knees or all the way up in between the thighs. So don't have it on the edge of your knee because you don't want that injury. So the higher up you bring it, the more you're going to be working those inner thighs. Go ahead and stand all the way up. With the block between the thighs, take your thighs and roll your thighs open toward the space behind you so you feel yourself really engaged in that block. Inhale the arms right up overhead. Press through your fingertips, press through your feet, pick up all 10 toes and keep rotating those inner thighs toward the space behind you. Stretch through your wrists, through your hands. Rotate the wrists around, keep those toes up, and then exhale right from here. Bring the hands down through prayer and sit into that chair. Try to keep spinning your thighs down toward the floor even though you're sitting, and keep squeezing that block. Engage your lower belly, lift your core up and in, and sit a little lower. Hold it right here. Keep squeezing that block to the midline. Make sure your lower back is long, tail's tucked a little, and pulse it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keep spinning those thighs down toward the floor and toward this wall behind you as you stand all the way back up again. Reach up and then exhale, come back into that chair. Squeeze it down. Inhale, press through your feet and reach up. And then exhale, sit it down. Keep squeezing that block. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, bring it down. One last time to reach up and bring it down. Then right from here, go ahead and take a prayer twist. Take your left or your right hand to your hip and then take that left arm across. Go ahead and use that arm. You don't even have to come to prayer if it's a lot because your knees are further apart. You could just use the elbow, reach it toward the floor and twist your shoulder open, or go ahead and come to that prayer and ring it out. Keep breathing here and keep your belly up and in. Keep squeezing that block. A different sensation than when we're just without the block. Take one more breath, keeping that block between the knees. Fold it right over and release your fingertips to the floor. Go ahead and swing the body side to side. Good, and then keep a hold of that block and squeeze through it as you bend your knees and roll. Use your core to roll you all the way up to stand. Inhale, circle those arms right up overhead. Drop back into chair, and you're going to come through the other side. So any way that you need to get there with that elbow, one elbow or both hands together in prayer, squeeze into the midline and hug your belly up and away from that block. Squeeze and feel the stretch a little bit deeper in the waist. Take one more breath. Good. And then exhale, release it over. Go ahead and shake the body side to side. Good. And then right from here, go ahead and bend the knees, roll all the way up to stand. Good. And then right from here, while we stretch out in eagle, before we move to eagle, we're going to keep the block here. Okay. All right. So go ahead and root through your feet. Go ahead and bring the arms out to the sides. Let your palms face up and then let them face forward. Pull your thumbs back and stretch out your chest. Keep squeezing that block, rotating the thighs back. Good. And then from there, bring right arm under the left. Wind up into your eagle arms. Press through your feet. Keep squeezing that block and lift the elbows. Good, and then exhale, let those arms fall onto your chest. Head forward, big stretch of the neck, inhale. And exhale it out. Good, inhale, lift those arms. And then exhale, let the hips start to go back, heart forward, flat back. Take that forward fold with eagle arms, pressing the bones down to the floor. So as you press your forearms, your elbows to the floor, the knees straighten to wherever you can, and it doesn't matter if they're not straight. You're gonna root through those feet and keep spinning those thighs, inner thighs back. Take one more breath, inhale and exhale. On the inhale, root through your feet, engage your core, and come all the way back up to stand. Good, and then right from there, go ahead and release the arms briefly. Take the block out, and keep the block in your right hand. Wind up those eagle arms, and then go ahead and bring right arm or right leg over left and come into your chair. Just keep the fingertips on the block, squeeze the block. Stand up a little bit taller as you press through your feet. Straighten that standing leg a little bit. Core is super tight here. Good, then right from there, release that right foot back and come forward into that eagle warrior three. Then you can fly those arms back. You could keep the eagle arms and then land that right foot. Nice. Unwind those arms. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, go ahead and take them back. Take it back again. Open up through the chest. Reach the hands back. Good. And then go ahead and bring the block right between the thighs. We're going to come back to that other side. So go ahead and root through your feet. Take the inner thighs and spin them back. Arms out to the sides and take your left arm under your right. Root down through those feet. Wind up your arms. Take a big breath. Inhale and lift up. Look up. And then exhale, let those arms fall right down onto your chest. Neck forward. Inhale, big round of breath in. Engage through your core. Keep spinning those thighs back. And then inhale, lift those arms back up. Exhale, take it forward and start to come through that forward fold. Keep spinning those thighs back. Keep pressing elbows and forearms to the floor. Big round of breath in. Take a big breath. And exhale it out. Inhale, brace through your feet. Use your core. Bring you all the way back up to the top. Good. And then right there, release those arms. Go ahead and take that block in your left hand, and we're going to do the same thing again. So go ahead and bring it all the way around. Wind up your eagle arms. Let your right hand come to that block if you can. Go ahead from here. Start to lift your left leg. Bring it up and over. Squeeze to the midline. Take a long round of breath. And then right from here, core is super tight, straighten through that standing leg. So get a little bit taller, lift the block a little bit. Then very slowly start to unwind that left leg and bring yourself back through warrior three. Let the arms go wherever you need them to, or keep them in eagle. Ooh. And then release that left leg. Come all the way up to stand. Inhale the arms up overhead. Take that block up overhead. And right from here, squeeze the ends of the block. Let your chin drop. Let your arms fall back a little bit. And then exhale, press that block all the way down in front of you and feel the stretch there. Press down toward the floor. Inhale, lift your chin up. And exhale, bring it back to center. Okay, from here, we're gonna go ahead. You can take, well, I'm gonna give you an option. For carpeting, it might not work too good, but this is something we did a long time ago at Clarkston, and it's tricky, but we'll try it if you want to. So you're gonna put the block on the floor, and we're gonna begin with dancer pose. And it's just it's like a little bit of instability to challenge you. If it's too scary and you feel like you're gonna get injured, don't do it, take the block away. But we're gonna go ahead and come to stand, right foot on the block. You're gonna kind of have your toes over the edge a little bit, so they're kind of helping you hang on to the block. Your left toes are on the floor, stand nice and tall. Bring the hands to the hips first and start to lift the left foot behind you. And if you can from here, go ahead and grab that left foot. You might just stay high here and kick back, not even bending the knee or tipping forward, but you feel that little bit, because the block is foam, a little bit of that instability. So take your time, or take regular dancers with no block. Awesome, you guys. Go ahead and put your toes down on the floor and step off the block. Go ahead and pedal it out a little bit. It's probably less scary, less challenging with wood or cork blocks, but you guys did it with foam. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and take the left foot onto that block, toes right over the edge. Get stable there first with your right toes barely touching the floor. Stabilize through that leg. Try not to lock out the knee too much, but get it to where you need it. Left thigh engages, and then start to lift that right foot behind you. Same thing, go ahead and grab that foot, kick into those fingers, squeeze the thighs together first. Hands, arms can go wherever you need and wherever you need to kick to. Beautiful, slowly release. Nice. So you guys were even more focused because you were on that little thing. All right, go ahead and move it out of the way. And from here, we're gonna move into figure four. So we're gonna take flying pigeon, standing pigeon. So you're just gonna go ahead and bring both arms up overhead. Start to lift up through your right knee. Get your stability here, and then cross that right ankle over. Right from here, start to sit down low, really slow, set the hips back. And then when you can, the chest is as low as you can get it and arms fly back. Palms face down. Feel yourself stretch. Feel that right knee press to the floor. Belly hugs up and in. And then slowly come back up and release, right foot to the floor. Pedal it out a little bit. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, and exhale, dive through center. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold. Rise it all the way up to stand, root through the feet, reach those fingertips up high, and lift your left knee. Start to cross that left ankle over the right knee. As you start to bend the knee, sit back, hips back, weight in the heel, and sit back. Folding forward and reach the arms back. Keep pressing that left knee open to the floor. Keep your core super engaged. And then release it all the way back up, left foot to the floor. Step to the back of the mat. Oops. Inhale the arms up, and exhale, come through center. Walk it all the way out to plank, and we're gonna walk it back. Core takes you up and back. Rise up to stand. We'll take one more to walk it out, and then we're gonna take one vinyasa. So walk it out to plank. Go right through chaturanga here. Inhale it up and exhale it back. Good. Go ahead and step those feet together and then take them right up to the top of the mat. When you get there, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold it in and rise all the way up to stand. Good. Bring the hands right down through heart center. Grab a sip of water if you need it, and grab your block. Keep it close. We're going to use it just a couple things in warrior. So you'll be good. All right. So we're going to go ahead and come back up to the top of the mat. Keep your block right at the front. Inhale your arms up. And then exhale, dive forward. I'm going to turn up this music a little bit. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend both knees. And take your left toes, step them to the back of the mat. Let your left knee land on the floor. Let your left hand come out to the left edge and heel toe your right foot out. Take this kind of flying twisted lunge here. Let your right knee press out. You might lift the left knee in the back. Just feel your right shoulder rotate back. Big round of breath in. Good. And then exhale. Bring those hands to the floor. Let those right toes point forward. Drop your left knee to the floor and go ahead and kick back into half splits. Bow forward. Reach way forward beyond your foot. Inhale. And exhale. Feel that stretch. Good, and then right from there, go ahead and come back up to that right foot, lift up the left knee and turn to face the long side of the mat. Go ahead and grab your block here, bring it right through center. Press your left hand into it on the floor so your spine lifts up, mostly in line with your shoulders in line with your hips, so your back is nice and flat. Inhale, take the arm up overhead, and then exhale, tuck it behind your waist and stack those shoulders. Try not to shift your weight too much into your right hip and stretching into that left. Try to keep them in the middle and rotate it open. Keep them square, root down through both feet, super strong. Good, and then exhale, reach that right arm up to the sky and then bring it all the way down to the block. Inhale, reach the left arm up and out to the side, same thing. Stack those shoulders, try to keep your hips in the center and bring that hand right down behind you, behind your waist, and twist those shoulders open. Press through the feet. Good, and then go ahead and release that left hand to the floor. Take both hands over to the right foot and fold into that right leg. Forward fold, wide leg forward fold here. Spine lengthens down toward the foot. Press into that leg. Good, and then go ahead and release. Walk it all the way over to the other side and press into that left leg. Big round of breath in. And completely let it out. Good, then right from here, bring it back to center. Fingertips on the floor, turn your heels in, toes out, grab that block and roll all the way up to stand. Good, now feet straighten through the legs, toes are pointing out, reach the arms up overhead with the block in between your hands. So it's its longest length. Exhale, sit low into goddess and lower that block in front of you, even with your shoulders. Inhale, press it back up to the top, and then exhale, press into that squat. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, sit low. Take one more, inhale, lift it up. And then exhale, bring it through center. Pull the block into your chest, straighten both legs, and then go ahead and turn both sets of toes to face the front of the mat. As your toes, your left toes come up to point to that left corner of the mat, right toes point forward and bend into warrior one. Reach both arms up overhead with that block. Take a slight lift of your heart, look up. And then exhale, lower that block right down in front of you. Hold it there, square your hips off and root down through your feet. One big round of breath in. Good, and then exhale, straighten your right leg. Both sets of toes point to the long side of the mat. Grab that block with your right hand, let it point forward and come right into warrior two. So set low into your warrior. Let your palms face down. Look forward to that block, to the space in front of you. Sink a little bit lower into warrior two. Good, then face the side wall and reach both arms up overhead with that block. Now take that block forward, the upper body forward over that right leg, use your core, and then bring it back to center. Exhale, tip it forward, and then back to center. Tip it forward once more. Good, and then keep that block in the right hand, reverse your warrior, reach way up and back. Good, then exhale, bring it through center, straighten your right leg, let that block come right to the floor in front of your right foot and come right through triangle. Right hand on the block, push the hips forward, feel that left arm reach up. Big round of breath in and completely let it out. Good, then left hand circles around to the floor. Go ahead and step that left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, half lift here. Exhale, fold it in and rise. Bring it right through vinyasa before we go to the other side. So take it all the way through and bring it up and back. Walk both feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift here, and exhale, fold. Rise all the way up to stand. We're going to bow through center, bend your knees, and now we're going to take the right foot to the back of the mat. So right toes back, right foot or right hand comes out to the right side, right knee might drop, and left foot heel toes out to the left edge. Take that stretch as you press through that knee. Spin open here. Maybe the right knee stays lifted. Big stretch. Good. Then both hands come to the floor, heel toe your left foot in, drop your right knee, and kick back into half splits. Lengthen over that left leg. And exhale it out. Good. And then from there, walk those hands forward. Go ahead and start to lift that right knee up and bring it through, both sets of toes pointing to the long side of the mat. Grab your block here again. Exhale this time, take it way out in front of you as you reach, let your fingertips rest on it and let your head kind of come toward the floor. Chest linked to the floor, straighten through the knees wherever you can. Kind of taking this down dog upper body, reaching super long, and feet rooted. Take one more breath and exhale it out. Good. Root through the feet. Bring that block back to center. Press into it. Turn your heels in, your toes out, and lift the block all the way up overhead. Sit low into that goddess pose. This time, exhale, release the arms down in front of you. Keep squeezing that block, and then take your upper body, twist it to the right wherever you can, just as far as you can go. Exhale, bring it back through center and twist it to the left. Sit a little lower, bring it through center and take it over to the right, back through center and over to the left. Good, then bring it right back to the middle. Press it all the way up overhead, sit down just a little bit lower, and then press all the way up to stand. Go ahead and bring it down through center. Turn both sets of toes to face the front of the mat, or right toes up to the right corner, left toes forward to set up your feet for warrior one. Bend deep into that left knee. Reach those arms up overhead with the block. Root down through your feet. Feel your shoulders settle down your back. On an inhale, take that little bit of a heart lift. Squeeze back with the block. Good, then bring it back to center. Lower it straight down in front of you. And then go ahead and grab it with the left hand. Turn to open warrior two, left side. Set up your feet. Keep that left hand forward with the block. Palms face down and look right over your left fingers. Hold it here, long rounded breath in, bend deeper into that left knee. Then turn to face the side of the room, bring the block straight in front of you. Inhale, lift it up overhead, and then exhale this time. We're gonna tip forward, squeezing that block, use your core, and then bring it back up to center. Exhale, lean it forward, and back to center, and then lean it forward last time. Good, this time it's gonna come all the way through reverse. So hold on to the block, right arm comes all the way around you, left arm pushes the block back, then deeper into that knee. And then right from there, bring it back through center, straighten your left leg and let that block land in front of your foot. Kick your hips forward and reach that right arm up. Big round of breath in as you root through the feet and exhale it out. Good. Now right hand swings to the floor. Go ahead and take that block, put it down and step back to plank. Go right through vinyasa here. Inhale up and exhale back. Go ahead and walk your feet all the way through to center. Come onto your knees and sit on your shins. Inhale the arms up overhead. Take a big breath and bring it right down through center. Good. And then right from here, grab a sip of water. We're going to come around to flip around onto your back. We're going to take a little, couple breaths in Shavasana, and then we're going to move through some core and our hips, hip openers. They're not bothering. All right, so go ahead and lay back. Take a couple rounds of breath. Let that first whole half of that practice. Every little bit of strengthening, every little bit that you use the block, something a little different for almost every part of the body today. Just adding that little bit of extra something to your practice. All right, so you know we're gonna use the block for our obliques, so just have that close, but we're gonna start in the center first and we're gonna come through frog crunches. So go ahead from here, lay back, lift your feet up toward the sky, get your lower back pinned into the floor and hands behind your head. Hands are behind your head, your elbows are wide. From here, with the feet up, bring your heels together and turn your toes out. You're going to go ahead and start to lower the knees down. And as you keep the heels together, let the knees tap your elbows and then push it back up to the sky. Try to keep your toes turned out to zip up the thighs. Pull it into center and kick it out. If you want more of a challenge, you'll kick it out at an angle and keep those legs turned out. So we're going to do 30 here. So go ahead and bring it in and press it out. In and out. In and out. In and out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then go ahead and bring the knees into the chest, give them a hug. Maybe reach the arms overhead, maybe stretch out the legs, give that a stretch. Big breath, big stretch. Good. Then go ahead and grab your block. Right from here, we're going to go ahead and bring your left ankle onto your right knee. You're going to take that block to the inside of your left thigh. Go ahead, left arm is going to come out onto the floor. You're going to go ahead and bring your right hand behind your head and pull your elbow to that block. So this is going to be a really tiny, like pulsing movement. You're going to press that block or that elbow into the block into the leg, and hold it here. We're going to do 20. So go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release it and switch sides. Bring the block to the inner right thigh. Right arm comes out to the side, left hand behind your head, and elbow into that block. Hold it right up here and pulse it here. Begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Release it down. Pull the legs into your chest. Rock gently back and forth. Good. Lola. Good. Then from there, go ahead and cross your right ankle over your left knee. And we're going to come right into threading the needle here. So press your right knee open. Go ahead and reach your hand through your hands through your legs and pull those legs into you. Go ahead and fold that left leg. Hands might either be behind the left hamstring or over the left shin. Flex through both feet. Let your shoulders relax down and take a big breath. Every breath out, those legs sink a little closer to you. And that stretch deepens. Take one more breath. Good, and then release that left foot to the floor, arms down by your sides, and then go ahead and let both legs go over to the left into that figure 4 twist. Feel that stretch in the waist. Maybe you reach your arms out wide to the side, or maybe overhead, one or both arms. And then bring it all the way through center and take those legs over to the right. Let that right leg tap the floor. Good, and then bring it back through center. If you can, keep the right thigh crossed over the left. Go ahead and grab your block and bring it right to your shins over those knees. Hang on to it. Take it the long way and use it to help you. Just use your fingers to pull that shoestring in a little bit tighter. You could flex through the feet if you want to, deepening the stretch, or feet can be relaxed. Good, and then go ahead and release that. Let the legs switch, bringing the right foot down to the floor, left ankle onto the right knee. Push that left knee open and come through that figure 4 on this side. Go ahead and grab right behind that right hamstring over that right shin. Flex both feet and pull those legs into you. Let your shoulders relax. Flex through the feet to deepen the stretch. Take long rounds of breath. And as you anchor through that breath, the legs get a little bit closer and the stretch deepens slowly, a little bit at a time. Good, take one more big breath. Good, and then release that right foot down to the floor, arms out to the sides. And we're gonna go ahead and take that figure 4 twist over to the right. Maybe reach the arms up and out or reach them wide. Feel the twist. Good, then very slowly bring it through center and take both legs over to the left. Good, and then go ahead and bring it right back to the middle. Cross that left thigh over the right. Grab the block again if you're gonna stay in shoestring here. Bring that block right across those knees, the shin, the knee and the shin, and pull it in. Flex through the feet if you wish. Good, take one more. And exhale it out. Go ahead and release the block down to the floor. Uncross the legs. And then right from here, go ahead and rock and roll on the spine a few times. And we're gonna come all the way up through seated, and we're gonna come right into deer pose. So right leg is gonna come forward, left leg back. So just go ahead and bend the knees, pinwheel your legs. And first, we're gonna sit up tall, take that twist. So as the right knee is forward, the left knee is back, walk your fingertips out and just feel that stretch across the front of the left hip and into the waist. Good, and then go ahead and bring it right back through center and lay right down over that right leg. You can take this eventually into pigeon if you wish. Otherwise, just stay here. Let that left leg behind you rest and let yourself fold right over that right leg. Breathe into that twist or into that stretch. So everybody has a little bit different body. So if you could be either directly over that right knee, you could take your body a little more straight off of your hips and it'll give you a different stretch. You could be right over the center between the legs if that feels best. So find your best angle to be over that front knee and settle in there. And let yourself fold over that right leg. Stop it. Stop it. No. Stop it. Go ahead and take 3 more rounds of breath. On this side, allow yourself to really settle in to that hip and into that shape. And go ahead and start to press into your hands, lifting your chest up. If you're still in stag pose, go ahead and just let your legs swing around and switch sides. If you're in pigeon, go ahead and come up through down or through dog or table, and then come through to the other side, pigeon the other side. Otherwise, pinwheel those legs. Sit up nice and tall and walk your fingertips over to the left. Let that right hip kind of rotate up a little bit. You feel that length as you stretch and the stretch of the front hip and thigh. Good, and then go ahead and bring it back through center and start to settle yourself forward. Any angle and any way that you need to be over this left leg. Let that back leg really relax. Let yourself fold over that front leg wherever you need to be, and just let yourself fold in, kind of like ragdoll. Let yourself soften and become passive. Take 3 more rounds of breath here, 3 big breaths. Every exhale, you melt a little more into that shape and let a little more out of that hip. And on that last exhale, go ahead and bring the hands right underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up and away from the floor and bring yourself through down dog. So any position that you're in, take your time getting there, coming to all fours and then to dog. Go ahead and straighten through the knees and wag your tail side to side, evening out the waist. And the hips, both sides. Good, and then right from there, go ahead and walk your toes back, come to plank, and go ahead and lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. We're gonna take a couple of quick spine strengthening poses here and floor bow if you wish. So right from here, let your fingertips be on either side of your chest and a little bit below your shoulders. Elbows and shoulders come in, plant the tops of the feet onto the floor, and on the inhale, lift the hands, lift the head and the chest a little bit, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Now this time we're gonna go ahead and lift. You can keep it right here or take the fingers to interlace behind your back or take both hands at your lower back, palms facing up. And we're gonna add the legs. So either bound locust or hands pressed in the back. Lift the legs up and keep the chest and the elbows, the arms lifting back. Back of the neck is long. Feel yourself strengthen. Feel the chest stretch. And then exhale, lower it. Bring the hands to the lower back, the palms facing up. Let your third eye touch the floor. Keep the hands on the lower back, but let your shoulders hang to the floor. Breathe right across the upper back, big stretch. And let it out. And then from here, either lift up again, or if you'd like to come through floor bow, start to kick the toes to point up toward the ceiling. Start to lift up through the shoulders, reach one hand back and then the other for your feet. Keep the knees hip width apart. Keep the toes pointing up, spread your toes, and then kick into those fingers. Lift up. And feel your chin and your heart go forward, shoulders back. One more breath. And exhale, lower it down to the floor. Go ahead and bring the hands to the floor, pick the feet up, windshield wiper the legs back and forth. And then right from there, go ahead and bring the feet to the floor, push the hips back to the heels, and take a long child's pose. A long reaching child's pose. Big breath in, and completely let it out. Good, then go ahead and release up through center, walk your feet through center, come around, right around onto your bottom, sit up nice and tall, and we're gonna stretch both hips, both inner thighs, coming through cobblers. Bring the bottoms of the feet together, sit up nice and tall, hang right onto the ankles. And then from there, lift up through your heart. Maybe you pull the heels in a little bit more and use your elbows as you bring your spine forward, directly straight to the top of the mat, and then round right over those feet. Hands can go wherever you need them here. They could still hang on to the feet. They could reach out in front of you. They could be at your inner thighs or knees. Whatever works here. And take one more big breath. And completely let it out. Go ahead and start to roll the spine back up to the top. Bring the knees together. Let the legs start to straighten out in front of you. Zip your thighs together. Right from here, go ahead and start to sit up super tall. So feet are flexed first. Exhale, bring yourself over both legs. Let your hands come to your feet and press your toes forward. Feel a big stretch on the top of the foot, through the ankle, the toes. Just gently press. And then release that press on the toes. Let your spine lift up a little bit, widen out your feet about hip width apart. Go ahead and take your peace fingers to your big toes and bring your chest, your heart forward, elbows out to the side, and crown of the head reaches for your feet. Then completely let go of the toes, let your arms soften, and just fold forward and ragdoll here over your legs. Take 3 full rounds of breath. Good. And then from there, go ahead and start to roll the spine all the way up to the top and bring yourself all the way down onto your back. If you need to pull the knees in first, go ahead and pull the knees in. Give yourself a little massage. Take your time taking any last poses, twists, or stretches that you need before you settle back into Shavasana. And settle into any variation of Shavasana that you wish. Take a few moments to arrange that body and settle in to where you need to be. Taking the last few moments to rest in your practice, in those poses, in your intention, and that breath. Okay, now remaining here in your Shavasana. Just continuing to surrender back to the practice, into the support of the earth. Just let your intention settle in a little bit deeper. Recall it, let it go. Feel your eyes resting there. You might move a little through your fingers and toes. You might choose to stay still. Right here, I thank you all for being here and allowing me to guide you through this practice today. I hope that it was a good way to start your day. I hope you feel better now than when you stepped onto your mat. And as always, the light in me humbly bows to the light, energy, and strength in each and every one of you. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day, and namaste.